What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ricky Jones, Ricky Jones Fitness. Today's video will be focused on shoulders. I'm trying to do like a whole series, if you guys can like keep up with like the videos, if you're watching them in kind of order, is that I want to make these videos as efficient as possible. So, you know, following a couple more series and like at-home workouts and ab workouts to do at home, cardio to do at home, multiple stuff. But this workout is shoulders, like I said, and I have an hour to play with. Right now, it is about, my phone is kind of holding this camera up because it's in the truck right now. I'm in the Hummer, and it's like holding it up because it's like this, and it's not like the G6 where it like stays down, the dash stays down. But it's like 10:20, and I'm just now finishing up the workout, but I got here at like 9 o'clock. So it's basically a video that's shoulders in under 1 hour. And of course, if anybody knows me, I train high frequency, so it's a lot of intensity. And most people be like, well, your workout should only be an hour, but that's not if it's not as intensive as it should be. And this is very intensive, so it's like a pre-warning. But at the same time, I want to advocate to a lot of people, you guys can be efficient in your workouts, be in and out. For the people that always say I work 9 to 5 and I can't make it to the gym every day, but you want to make those goals happen, you got to make the time. Your priorities got to be there. So without further ado, I don't want to waste time talking. I just want to get into the video. And I forgot to do an outro, so this is my outro after the gym. So this is my intro to the outro. So there won't be an outro, but there'll just be me in the intro and then the workout, which is the intra. Yeah.
Alright, so let's start off with some side lateral raises. The beginning of my workouts, I always start off with something that is going to be focused on some part of the delt. And this part is going to be the medial delt, which is your side delt. Why do I focus on the side delt? Because this muscle group is very, very easy to contract the whole entire shoulder since it's involved in so many muscle groups. How I started is I keep my chest up and I focus on going 90 degrees with the dumbbells. Remember, trying to make a little square box in between your lats and in between your arm. So then I focus on the isometric hold after I'm done with my 10 reps, and then I go from there. So after that, I then go into standing dumbbell presses. Now with this, it's going to be a little bit of a different variation, and this is once again why I start off with the side lateral raises, is because as you guys can see, I'm going in a degression. I'm going from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 individually. Remember, you can see I'm keeping my chest up, keeping my spine neutral, as well as I'm focusing on getting those reps in. I'm not ego lifting, I'm just making sure that I'm pushing the weight the right way. Then after that, remember, I have an hour to play with, so my rest periods are very, very low. I have standing overhead presses, OHP'S, as all these young folks say. So as I do this, I focus on making sure that I'm protecting the front delt of my shoulders. Now, if you know the anatomy and how it works, then you know that your glenohumeral joint is only meant to go from an anterior point safely. So you want to make sure when you're pushing up with your front delt first, as high as possible, and then I'm activating a little bit of traps at my final point, my point B. So then we go into front delt raises, incline front delt raises, I should say. And the purpose of this is to stretch our front delt as much as possible. If you look in the video, you can see that my front delt is separated from my pec major, which is my chest. I want to split that as much as possible, and to show I can split it as much as possible. So in doing so, I have to make sure I control it on the way up. That matters as well. That's your contraction, that's your flexion. So on the way up, gravity is going to want to push you down, so you have to take control of that, because if you do not, guess what's going to happen? you're going to get exposed, and it's going to defeat the purpose of the whole entire reason why you're doing it this way. So you have to make sure that you're controlling those weights on each rep, okay? All right, so now we go into bent over rear delt flies. And with this is where I always tell people to understand the anatomy, is because the point of this is I want to follow my muscle threads. I know that my muscle threads run from my shoulder scapula all the way down to my deltoid tuberosity, which is on my humerus, which is on my arm. And I know that those threads will follow. So I want to make sure that I'm moving in the direction of those threads. So make sure you're in control of that each and every rep. All right, so traps. So this part is, I got 2 videos for it because I want to talk a little bit more in depth about it. So one thing you guys don't want to do is you don't want to be that person that you see in the gym that puts up 6 plates on the barbell or picks up the 130 dumbbells and tries shrugging them just to ego lift and just say that they've done it. I know for me, I never did, that magnitude. I've done 4 plates, but my form wasn't the way it should have, and I was never getting a trap response. And I discovered over time, I was like, dude, I see all of these other people hitting traps heavy and they have big traps. Why am I not growing? And you have to look at it from a facet of just saying, I have to contract my traps. Just like with every other muscle group, you have to contract. Remember, when you pick up those dumbbells, you're starting at the lower part of your traps, right? And then from there, you are going all the way into the top portion of your traps. You want to make sure that you're stretching those traps as much as possible. And then I'm picking up lighter dumbbells and I'm holding them at a 30-degree angle. So you want to make sure that your arms are going to be a little bit more open. Now watch as I open them. You see how my arms are a little bit more open? Right there, perfect. 30-degree angle. And I'm squeezing up. I'm strictly moving my traps only. I'm not moving my shoulders. I'm not moving my arms. I'm just moving with the traps. And I'm squeezing at the top. And this is when you get fatigued, especially after 4 to 5 sets. I promise you. And lastly, we go into the RJF finisher. Now, most people that watch my training videos, they know that every single workout, I always have a finisher or a go-to. So I do, on this method, I do plank front delt raises, correct? And I make sure that I'm keeping my chest up and I'm moving strictly with my front delt. From there, I then use traps and I go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. And I'm squeezing the last portion of my traps. And that's it. That's shoulders in under 1 hour. I didn't make an outro clip of me talking and telling you guys thank you, but this is my thank you. Thank you guys for making it thus far. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Let me know in the comments what you guys are looking for, and I'm gonna make a video of it. I'm gonna make goals for everybody.